Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Adventures of Crispy Chicken. Today, we're going to do a solo run to the Trollshaws just to see if we can. It can be kind of tricky to do this run solo, much easier when you have an escort. And if we find an escort on the way, that'll be great. But if not, we can solo it. So let's get the show on the road. We'll just run right through the festival festivities. Oh, there's people I can say hello to. We like to greet people on our travels. Crispy does. Now, Crispy Chicken usually has his adventures on Gladden's server. We're not on Gladden, we're on another server just so that we can access the Flying the Coop quest for some solo runs. So if you're used to seeing Crispy on the Gladden chicken runs, he's a red chicken there. But when we do the solo runs here on Flying the Coop quests on another server, he's just a lowbie, a newbie chicken, or so he seems. So off we go. Let's hit our foul fleetness and get through this a little quicker and hit it again so that it'll pop on again when the cooldown is over. And we'll do it that way. Now, they give us 2 hours and 28 minutes to do this quest, which is way, way more than we need. So we will just, and I'm going to forget to hit the cooldown thing. I do that all the time because I get busy chatting to nobody in particular here. Because, I don't have a huge audience because I'm very new at this whole streaming thing. So I'm just talking for the benefit of the people who will be watching the video that I post on YouTube later. Um, so that people who have had trouble with the Trollshaws solo chicken run. Ooh, another person to greet. Hello there. There is a festival going on, so Crispy should probably just pop into Bywater on our way through. We can take a little detour towards Hobbiton. I don't think it'll take too much time to do that. Just so we can greet some people on the road. I'm not very precise on getting the timing as perfectly as I can. So let's just take a little detour over here and see if there are people to say hello to down this way. It's over this way, actually. Oh, shrew I went past. No red dots on my mini map, so that's good. Nobody's going to eat me for going off-roading here. I could go see if anyone's fishing. But let's just go to where all the action is in the town here. And then I'll get back onto the main road. Oh my. It's like a fairly quiet night. Not a lot of people here. I think most people are sleeping at this hour. Even had someone AFK there. Okay, so Crispy's on a mission, so I guess we won't bother doing too much socializing here. We'll just run right on through. And we had foul fleetness on as well, so not conducive to being sociable, I suppose. Let's click that again so it comes on as soon as it can. I'll do another stream one of these days with a Crispy on a server that has not yet done any of the Farmer's Fair quest. So maybe I'll do an intro to the Farmer's Fair. The people who've never done it before can see how all the quests work. Because some of them are a little bit tricky if you're not used to them, if you don't read all the fine print and the shopping lists at the Byward Market there, Bywater. So we shall see. I'll do that one of these days. But I've got a number of chicken runs that I want to do soon. There's some big chicken runs coming up. I just did a big chicken run earlier today, Crispy did a chicken run on Landreville server all the way to the Lonely Mountain. There's a kin over there that has the month of the chicken in August every year, and they've done it apparently for 14 years, which is awesome. So I joined the flock of 3 chickens, and we had started out with 2 escorts and picked up another one along the way. So we all made it to the Lonely Mountain. Nobody died. It was great, and that was cool. But the great thing about me doing that quest is that now I know how to get there. I have the route that somebody showed me because I was joining a quest, a chicken run someone else had organized. So I just followed along, and now I know how to get through the Misty Mountains. And but the first part of that quest, and one of the trickier parts of it, is getting across the high moor to get from the Fort of the Bruinen into Rivendell. And that's the tricky part, because on the high moor you've got stealthed Moor Prowlers. So these critters are invisible, and if you run into one as a chicken, you will be instantly defeated and find yourself back at Sanson's farm very quickly, tragically. So what we're going to do is use some of our special skills and special techniques to get across the high moor in one piece. That's what I'm going to try to demonstrate in this video. And with any luck, it will work. And if not, well, then I'll have to try it all over again. I hope it doesn't come to that. It did take me a couple of tries before I successfully navigated the high moor as a chicken solo without any help. Now, what sometimes happens, and one reason I'm doing this at some ungodly hour on this server when there's no one around, sometimes when you're trying to make it across the high moor, you want someone to help escort you. And so sometimes I would hang around where the stable master is at the high moor, um, where there's some little sort of campsite where people can spawn in. And what I did was I just waited there for a little while till somebody came by, and then I just jumped up and down a few times, flapping my wings, and hoped that they would understand the body language, because of course chickens cannot talk to sentient beings like dwarfs and people and that sort of thing, elves. So because there's the communication issues of chickens not being able to talk, I could not ask anyone, not even in chat, if they would help me across the high moor. So I just jumped up and down. And one time I was very sad that nobody understood my chicken's body language, and they just carried on and went about their business and ignored me. And yes, boo hoo, but suck it up, buttercup, and get on with it. So then I tried to do it myself. And I think on that particular run, I ended up getting dead. But it happens. It happened to me a number of times on chicken runs. Sometimes after like 2 hours of running around Middle Earth as a chicken before reaching my destination, I was defeated. It happens. But, you just take it in stride. You think, oh, another day. So today we're going to try and make it all the way to Rivendell without any help. And so with any luck, we won't have someone coming right through at the same time we're trying to do it, because that would sort of defeat the purpose. I really want to do this solo. So we shall see how it goes. And I will explain everything I know about being a successful chicken in LOTRO. Um, Learning one's chicken skills is a good idea. Okay, here we go. Our cooldown's just about over. Let's hit the foul fleetness again. So I can run fast. We want to get this chicken run, the boring bits, the long run to get from here to the high moor, which is the way too exciting bit of this run. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, it's a fairly quiet time because the server I'm on is a European server, but I'm not in Europe, so this isn't the middle of the night for me. So we'll see how it goes. Here we go. Adsos Camp. Still camping after all these years. I saw a comment on the, what was it? I think it was in the LOTRO forum. Somebody commented that, you know, maybe they should let ADSO finish building that inn back there that's under construction, that's been under construction for, I suppose, 16 years. I wasn't in the game that long myself, but, that's what it looks like. Maybe they could do something like they did with that town in Rohan where you rebuild it after it got burnt down. Heightbold? That would be cool. They could do that with Adsos. They could do all kinds of stuff in Bree. They could open up some of those secret courtyards in Bree that, you can only get to by jumping over rooftops or going through the hole in the hedge. So there's all kinds of things that could still happen in this game that could still be developed. Even in earlier areas, starter zones. Pretty cool when they added Yondershire. Now for chicken runs, Yondershire, oh well, you just made the Arid Lewin run like at least 5 minutes longer. Good grief. Uh-oh, there's a bear coming. Let's just detour. And yes, our foul fleetness is about to pop back on. Here we go. And we'll just race through Bree. We don't need to stop and socialize with everybody who's there. So this is a lonely chicken run. Just one little chicken. One crispy chicken coming up. And here he comes running through Bree. So let's see. Anybody here? Yep. The middle of the night. Even in game. Not a lot happening here. No crafters over there. No cooks. Just the usual NPCs. The guards. The townspeople. Put that on cooldown. There we go. Run. So yeah, so what skills do we need? Let's do a little review of our chicken skills. So here we are, running around Middle Earth, level 1. 158 morale. Not a whole heck of a lot. Now, I understand it. I've been told now that you can actually, you see this bar down here with no stuff in it there, the XP? Apparently, if a flock of chickens attack a critter, you can actually get XP and you can level your chicken up to like level 1 during a chicken session. That is doable. Now, I think that would be pretty cool to try with a really big flock of chickens. And I think Crispy will be organizing such an attempt on maybe during one of our Monday night chicken runs. That would be a fun thing to do. The Monday night chicken run on Gladden. Because if you fail a chicken run, pretty sure you can start it again immediately. There's no cooldown of waiting till the next day to do that. So we could get a bunch of chickens together for the Monday night chicken run, and maybe before starting the regular chicken run, we could go and find one of those thieving shrews that are not far from Sanson's farm, and a bunch of chickens could gang up on a shrew and take it down and get some XP that way. Or maybe a few shrews and see how much we can level up. That would be an adventure. I'd be up for that. So it would be fun to get a bunch of chicken players to do that. So I think we'll do that for one of our future Monday chicken runs on Gladden server, where Crispy does most of his adventuring. So while I'm here, I can also mention, okay, so next Monday, is that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, and tomorrow we're having another Monday night chicken run. And tomorrow's chicken run will be going to oh, Lewin, I believe. I think that's where our flock will be headed. I did a solo run on that recently. So then we'll have the run with the flock, which is a little different. Solo runs might actually be faster because I can use the foul fleetness. There I go, pop that again. And but when you're doing a group chicken run with escorts, using the foul fleetness can be problematic because you'll be outrunning your escorts, and that's not good. And unless, of course, they jump on a horse to gallop after you. But, unless it's a war steed they're on, they really can't do much to protect you until they dismount or whatever. So there is that. Now, you'll notice I don't just stick 100% to the road. I will cut corners. You see on the mini map, there's a bump in the road there. I'll just cut straight across because the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So when I can make a straight line, I'll just go cross country-ish. Road turns that way. So, but I don't want to cut corners to the point where I run into red dots on the mini map. So there's a limit to how much corner cutting you can get away with as a chicken in Middle Earth because it might just come back to bite you if you do that, literally. So here we go. We're on our way to Rivendell. We're almost to the edge of Bree. We'll soon be at the Lone Lands, where there's even scarier mobs. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, here we go. There's the road. Time of day is it? Oh, it's the late watches. So it looks like by the time we get to the road that goes up to the ford of the Bruinen, it'll probably be dawn by then. And that means the trolls will not be on the road. Now, we can get past the trolls if it's still nighttime. You just sort of stay out of their way. You have to go off the road to the side a bit if there's one walking past. But yeah, they're not too hard to evade. But it just makes it that much easier if we're crossing that part of the map in the daytime and there's no trolls about. So I'm trying to give you all the information you need for a Trollshaw solo chicken run in this particular video that I'm streaming right now, but I'll be downloading this to my computer and then uploading it to YouTube, and then I'll have a permanent record, of how this went. And with any luck, it'll be worth doing because if I fail on this chicken run, I don't think I'll be rerunning it tonight. I'll just save it for another day, and we'll just probably not be uploading it to YouTube. But we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I have soloed Trollshaws more than once now, so I have some ability to do that. I've figured it out. So let's look at our skills here. We have our favorite skill, which is foul fleetness. A burst of speed can make the difference between freedom and flattened. So plus 50% run speed, duration is 30 seconds, and there's a cooldown on it. So the cooldown is like, I think, total of what, 2 minutes? So it's like 1 part running, 3 parts cooldown on that. But it's a useful skill. It can really, if somebody falls behind, they can use it to catch up. You can use it to run away from mobs, and sometimes that's enough. It's just to get away from them till you lose the aggro, right? But if that's not enough, if they're still chasing you, so you can pop on your foul fleetness if you're being chased. But there's something else you can do. It's the secret superpower of chickens that apparently not everyone knows about. Even people who are experienced chicken players may not even realize there is a super duper skill of possum impersonation. So, um, here's the thing. The way it usually works is you just lie down and play dead. Okay, you cannot be attacked. So it's a channeled skill. So, but when you hit that button for possum impersonation and you are running when you do it, it works really well because you keep running, but you still lose all the aggro, which is really handy. So you can stop the mobs from chasing you and you can keep running, which is best of both worlds, right? So there is that. So I don't know if I want to demonstrate it. It's a little bit hair raising and I wouldn't want to accidentally end up back at the start, but I did demonstrate this. You can see the skill of moving possum impersonation in the run that I did to Ered Lewin solo. So I used it 3 times on that run. So if you go and check that video, the Ered Lewin solo run that I did, you can see exactly how that works. So I was being chased. You could see like a sickle fly behind me. And then I hit the skill for possum impersonation while I was running, auto running. And the critters just left me alone. It was like magical. It was just a wonderful skill to use. Now, bob and weave, I never use that. I don't. I just, it's, I think the consensus is it's pretty much useless, right? 50% evade chance, 25% against ranged attacks. I mean, what good is that really? I mean, that is, I really don't think that's going to do you a damn bit of good if you're in the gap of Rohan and one of the stealthy archers nails you. That's not going to help you. So yeah, that's not really a useful skill. So it's one that I don't really use, and I managed to do my adventuring in Middle Earth without using that, except socially. I might use a little bob and weave when I'm just, trying to communicate, and because our body language options are quite limited. Oh, look at that! Look at that mob up ahead! Yikes! Okay, we're going to take a detour and go away from that thing, and then we'll just get back onto the road. I'm watching the mobs. When I'm doing these detours, when I'm navigating through the mobs here, I'm not looking at what's on the landscape in the game. Where my eyeballs are is right up here. I'm looking at my mini map. I'm gauging the distance between the red dots. Sometimes I'm navigating right through the middle and find the path that's equidistant from the 2 red dots that I'm going in between. So that's a thing that I have to do sometimes. And it's easier to look at it on there sometimes than to look at what's on the landscape in front of you because, oh, look, this guy's very close to the road. Let's just do a detour. Oh, look, there's 2 red dots. I'm headed right for another red dot. So I'm going to go right in between them. Look at my mini map. You see that? So that's how you navigate in between the mobs on landscape. You look at your mini map to find the optimal pathway between the mobs on the map. So that's handy skill if you remember how to use it. You remember to look there. And the more chicken play you do, the more this becomes sort of second nature. It becomes a habit to keep one eyeball on your mini map there and see what's going on. And you can see danger there that you might not see being, very low level chicken, especially if you're zoomed right in like this. You can't see much from this level at all. And it's kind of dizzying to see the road racing beneath your feet. It does feel very fast. Oh, forgot to use foul fleetness. Better turn that back on. Much better to zoom out as a chicken. Oh, look at that. Dude. Oh, 2 red dots, one on either side of me. And there I go, right between them. Oh, that one started moving towards the road. Good thing I was already past. So here we go. The perilous lone lands. So You've seen some mobs go very close to the road. That is the main danger in the lone lands. So any chicken can solo the lone lands by just going off-road around the mobs if you have to. And but there isn't any stealth critters. There are no stealth critters in the lone lands to pounce on you and take you by surprise. So you can always see the red dots on the mini map, so that's handy. Now, that is not the case once we get past the ford of the Bruin and up the hill. So on the actual hill, there are all kinds of critters on the hill once you get past the ford of the Bruin. But once you get up the hill, then you've got to think about the stealth Moor Prowlers. That's the tricky part. And I'll show you how to do that, how to make paranoia work. Because when you're running along like this and you click your paranoia thing, it really is not a useful skill. Some people will say, oh, paranoia is useless. I tried to use it and I was dead before I could do anything about the thing. Well, there's a reason for that. The way that you use paranoia is not while you are running. This chicken is running. If you want paranoia to work for you, what you have to do is slow down and walk instead of running. So if you hit your insert key, look at that. I'm walking. I'm not running. Now I'm running. Okay. So insert key toggles walking and running. And you have to slow down to a walking pace in order for paranoia to be useful. Otherwise, you will be on top of the stealth critter and that critter will be on top of you in no time. If you are running, you don't have time to do anything about them. When you spot them, you're too close, you'll be on top of them. So there's a distance at which you will spot this stealth critter. But if you're running, you'll be within striking range for that critter to get you before you can do your evasive whatever thing you're going to do. Now, if you're walking, you will have time to stop and before you get into deadly range of, the danger zone too close to the critter to evade. So that is the secret of using paranoia effectively. Now, what's really sort of dangerous about using it, I mean, yeah, you're in a dangerous area when you're using it. If you look at the paranoia, the duration is 1 minute and it has a cooldown of 2 minutes. So you might have to stand still in the middle of a scary place for a full minute waiting for the cooldown to end so that you can use the paranoia skill again and walk a little further down the road. And you are walking, so this going across the high moor solo, it will be slower as a solo chicken than it would be if you had escorts like hunters that can use their tracking skills to find them. So we'll see how it goes. So that is how you use paranoia. You walk, don't run. You take your time, you go slow. You find a space in between the mobs to stop and wait for the paranoia. And here's the thing. You could still get into trouble. I could still get killed on this run doing everything right because if I'm standing still waiting for my cooldown on my paranoia, one of the roving mobs might wander to where I am. So I have some idea of sort of quiet zones where I might go stand to wait for the cooldown, where I should be out of the way of any roving mobs. Oh, there's a guy on my mini map fairly close. Okay, so here we go. We are now in the Trollshaws. We're heading for the ford of the Bruinen. So yeah, so I have some skills and I have some experience getting across the high moor solo. But it's still kind of a risky thing. Just because I have a better idea how to do it doesn't mean I will always be successful. There is a chance that I will get nailed on this particular run. That would be sad, but hey, it happens. You have to be philosophical about these things. Not every chicken run ends the way you want it to. And yeah, so we shall see how it goes. I'm going to attempt a chicken run next Sunday that I've never attempted before. So the Landrival server chicken runs during their month of the chicken, 3 Sundays in a row, they're having these really big chicken runs. So last week it was Minas Tirith. Today it was the Lonely Mountain. And next Sunday on Landrival server, they're going to do the big free range chicken run, which is the one that goes all over Eriador. It uses chicken stones. It talks to all the creatures you ever talk to during a flying the coop chicken run. There are nests and things, and there are chicken stones that you have to touch, tag these stones when you're doing that really long chicken run. And they allow you on the timer 8 hours for that run, but you can probably do it in what, 6.5. Some people have done it in like 5 and a bit. So we'll see how it goes. How are we doing here? It's 4 dawn. Will there still be trolls on the road? That is the question. I guess we will find out when we get there. But maybe the trolls will all be gone away by the time I get to where they patrol along the road. If not, we'll just evade them. We'll just sort of go off road to one side or the other and stay out of their way so they don't squish us like a bug. That's the plan. Oh, it is lovely here, isn't it? Away we go. So we're getting closer and closer to the more dangerous part of this chicken run. The tricky part, where I'll have to be much more careful. Maybe a little less chatty. Oh, here I am forgetting to pop on my foul fleetness. Let's just hurry through this bit and get to the scary part. Because once we get to the high moor, I am not going to be able to use foul fleetness. So certainly if I can't use running, I have to walk, and foul fleetness is definitely out of the question. Oh, there's a troll! Run away up the hill. Stop. Oh, he turned around and he went, and there's a bear there too. Okay then. So, there's a troll. We're just going to go off-roading. I'm looking at my mini-map here. I'm looking for red dots on my mini-map. Can I just dash in ahead of this guy? Yeah, here we go. And I'm back on the road. And the red dot's behind me. Yay. That's how you evade a troll. In the Trollshaws. They don't call it the Trollshaws for nothing. Okay then. Yay! Successful troll evasion. We're doing well so far. Ah, yes. Oh, here we go. Here's another troll. Let's just take a little detour. If I look at my mini-map, I'm not seeing any other red dots here, so I can just run through the shrubberies. I'm back on the road behind the guy. And there he goes. Bye-bye, troll. And away we go. And those 2 trolls should be all of the trolls that we'll be seeing. I don't think there will be any more trolls on this road. I think that's it. And here goes the end of the cooldown and the beginning of foul fleetness again. Let's run away down the road. We are almost at the fort of the Bruin, where the really interesting part begins. Here we are. Around the corner. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yes, we are. There is the fort of the Bruinen. And now this chicken run will get more interesting. We will have to sneak up the hill and get past all the critters on the hill. There will be sickle flies. There will be lynx. There will be bears. Big scary bears. Just swim across here. Now, swim, swim. Here we go, up the hill. Now I have to watch my mini map. Watch the red dots. See, on the higher level, there's red dots up there. It can be really difficult getting in between the red dots. It can be challenging. And one of the things that makes it more challenging is that sometimes they move. So it looks like they're far enough away. I think I might be able to sneak past this bear. Ah, yes. Yes, sneak past the bear. Got past him. And I'm staying right out by the edge. Okay. Let me pop this on so you can see where I am better. Okay, we got past those two. Now, when you look at that first bend in the hill, sometimes the bear is over this way. Sometimes I've had to go up there and go around, right? There's different ways you sometimes have to go. So you just improvise, see where the red dots are on your mini map. Now, once you get up there, you can just run over to that rock and you're like in a safe zone. So if you need to just pause and take a breather, this is probably a good place to do it right here. Because I've never seen a critter right here exactly. Now, there's a moor fly. It looks very close, but it's actually way the heck over there on your mini map. You got room to run through here. So that's what we're going to do. Let's just run through here, in between those red dots. Now I'm heading for another one. Okay. And oh my goodness, look at those two moor flies. Those guys are just scary. How am I going to get through here? Now, do I want to attempt to do a really fast run in between the two? There's one right there. I could just wait a few minutes, because if you wait a little while, look at that. He's flying away. I'll be able to sneak past him. Right like this. Now, let's hurry. Foul fleetness. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, good. They're not chasing me. But look, there's a moor hunter. Look at this. I'm going across the road this way. Ooh, that was close. There's another moor hunter. Let's go around this way. Should have enough room there. Hug the wall. Oh, there's another moor hunter. He's rather close to the wall. Let's zoom. Look at the mini map. Going over this way. Now I'm in between. So I'm finding the optimal path on the mini map. Oh, this guy's annoying. Who's this? Buzzing guy. Okay, so let's try and get past him here. You don't need a lot of room. You do a few chicken runs, you get a feel for how close those red dots can be, and you can still evade them. All right, here's another fly coming towards me-ish. Let's just get around him. And I'm looking at my mini map as I'm doing this. I'm not looking at what's on the landscape. It's right here where my attention is when I'm navigating a mob, a cluster of red dots. That's the way I do it. Okay, so you may want to just pause here and take a little break. Take a deep breath, a few slow deep breaths, and calm down if you got all excited running up that hill. If you had a near-death experience running up the hill, you can take a moment here and just hang out with some elves, warm yourself at the fire, you know, before you go into shock from the scary monsters that you just evaded. And now, the really tricky part begins. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to toggle my insert key. So now I'm walking. You see that? I am walking. There's a Moor hunter over there. He's not a stealth creature. So what I'm going to do is use my paranoia and start walking. Okay, so I've got paranoia on, and now I have to look at my mini map very carefully. I have to look in front of me and see where I'm going. So I not only have to evade, there's flies over there that cross the road, so I have to kind of stay away from them. And I also have to look out for those dots, red dots that might pop up and become visible to me. And I also have to look out for when my paranoia runs out and goes into just cooldown. Yikes. Okay, I see a bear up ahead of me. So I'm watching a couple things. I'm watching where I'm going. I'm looking for red dots. And I'm also looking for when this ends. And here it is, just about to end. So let's just run over here and hide by this rock. Okay, so now I get to wait for my paranoia cooldown. And when that is finished, I'm going to be going around the rock back onto the road, because I'll probably have to go over this way to get between those guys. And there's another place on the other side of the road where I can pause and take a breather and let the paranoia thing cool down again. So being very careful and cautious on this run so that I don't get pounced on by a stealth Moor Prowler. There's another fly over there. So there's critters all over the place that we want to avoid. I'll have to keep an eye out for where they are. Oh, look at that. I can hit paranoia again. All right, so if we come around here, let's turn it back on. Okay, paranoia is on, and we are boogieing down the road again. Let's see. Zooming out. Those flies, they seem so close because they're just so huge. Huge flies. Okay, so walking down the road using paranoia. Hoping that when I stop, nothing scary gets too close to me. Now I'm going to go off the road over here because there's a bear on the road. I want to go away from him. I usually come up this way when I do this run. It seems to me that there's a place where I get to evade some critters over here. And when the paranoia wears off, I should be able to hide out over here and just stop and wait for the paranoia to finish the cool down so that I can keep moving. And I tend to go across that way to get to the campsite, take a little breather there, and then carry on across the top of the high moor. So, it can be tricky. There are other ways of doing. Oh, that's a Moor hunter just in range there. Not a stealth Moor Prowler. Different kinds of cats on the high moor. So, give it a minute. Less than a minute. 15 seconds, and we'll be ready to go again. We'll go around the vicious mountain bear. Okay, and we are ready to continue our little adventure. Okay, let's do paranoia is on, and away we go. Walking as quickly as our little legs can safely carry us. That's what we've got to do. And there's a bear trying to get into my path. The nerve. Oh yeah, so now we gotta go between the two bears. Yikes. There's the campsite right over there. Let's start walking. Walking, walking. And if I'm in between two bears, chances are I'm not going to hit a Moor Prowler right in between two bears. But I did get hit by a Moor Prowler once just outside of the campsite, sort of up to the left of it there. That is a badger. Okay. You see that? There's a Moor Prowler. Oh my goodness. Run, run, run. Let's just run up here to the campsite. Okay, so I turned on foul fleetness and I was walking with foul fleetness, so then I hit running. So we saw a Moor Prowler actually prowling. All right, so let's just chill right in here. We'll be safe inside this little tent while we wait for our paranoia to do its thing. We do the cool down and then we can carry on and see if we can get across the rest of the high moor. So what it takes to get across the high moor is a little bit of luck and a fair bit of patience. So being patient and calm and relaxed, knowing that it is possible, is part of what makes it easier and less stressful. It's tough being a level 1 chicken. No armor, no weapons, and no combat skills to speak of. Just some defensive skills. So we'll just warm ourselves by the campfire while we wait. Okay, our cool down is over. Now, I've been hit by a Moor Prowler out there not far from here, so let's walk a little bit. And where are we going? We're going up this way. All right. Now there's critters close by, so maybe the prowlers won't be here. We'll see. Turn this on and start moving. Walking, walking, walking. Whoop. Okay. Paranoia is working, and we shall journey along the road. And we have to go this way, don't we? We have to evade some critters over there. Who's this coming close? Oh, stone hoofs. Darn stone hoofs. Oh, there goes another one. Okay, so maybe we can go... I get stuck walking into shrubbery. How's my paranoia? I don't have much left. I don't have much left. You gotta watch out for trees too, because if there's a prowler hiding behind a tree, he might just get you. And okay, so now I better sort of run up this hill and get out of the way and just wait here for my cool down. I think that was the tree that I once had a critter hiding behind. That was scary. Now look at this on the mini map. Okay, the badger has stopped. He's right there. He's not far away, but he's not getting any closer, so that's good. And I've got, what, a few more seconds here. Half a minute. There goes the badger wandering off. That's good. So, how close are we? Okay, so we still have to get all the way down here. So, the gates of Imladris are probably around here somewhere. I think it's just, so that's a little stretch along there. So we're about halfway to the gates now. So we've got a little bit more waiting for things to cool down. Aha! It popped. Now, let's start walking again. Let us start walking again. So I was trying to hug the wall one time and I got pounced on by a prowler that was behind a tree. So I could just head down towards the road. Uh-oh. Look at that. There's a Moor Prowler. Okay, do I want to go up on the hill to get around him? Maybe. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I don't need to walk. Maybe I can just do a little bit of running here. Get past him. But my paranoia is still on. Oh, I better walk because paranoia is still on. And, but there shouldn't be too many too close together. And now I've got past that Moor Prowler. And I am walking. And there don't seem to be anything scary right here. But this is where I have to stop and wait. So I'm going to stop and wait here and hope that no red dots come near me. And I hope that no magical Moor Prowler suddenly spawns nearby, because that would be bad. But unless people have been through here slaying them recently, I shouldn't have that problem. They should be either here or not here. So, a few more seconds, half a minute, and then we will be able to continue on our journey. So it's the patience of waiting, and you feel so vulnerable when you're just standing there waiting. You could do your possum impersonation while you're waiting. Nobody's gonna bother you when you're in that condition, so it shouldn't be a problem. Now paranoia is working again, so let's continue walking. Uh-oh, there's a red dot right there. Is that yes, it was a prowler right up on the hill behind me. Okay then. As soon as I popped the paranoia, I could see it. Handy that. Now, somewhere up ahead there will probably be another one. I'll see. Like I need to hug this side of the road. Watch out for trees. They can be problematic. Okay, so there's somebody right up there. Oh, it's a stone hoof. Okay, we can just sort of go around this way. Ah! There's a prowler right behind me. Oh my god. Why don't I just race? Oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't be doing that. Hang on. Okay. Walking. Let's just walk. Oh, you know what? My cooldown is finished here. Okay, so I better not freak out and run for it, because, you know, it might work if you run for it, but that's when they're going to get you, right? So here I am away from the red dots a little ways. We've passed some more prowlers back there, and now we're waiting another, 20 seconds for the cooldown here, and then we will continue walking at a very sedate pace. And the critters behind me are not coming closer, so that's good. We're just walking back and forth. Not a problem. You do you, High Moor Badger. You do you. Okay, are we ready to go? Yes, we are. Okay, let's do this. Walking. Watch out for those prowlers. Keeping one eye on that mini-map. Oh my goodness, did one just pop up? Right there. Right there. Too close. Okay, so we saw him though. We saw him close enough. And now we will just continue along this road. Our cooldown is over on possum impersonation. So the nice thing about possum impersonation, if you're quick enough, you can pop that possum impersonation. And the way to use that most effectively is by moving while you hit it. Because when you hit possum impersonation while you are walking or running, it will make the aggro disappear. But you will not have a cooldown to deal with. There will be no cooldown at all. So if I'm still, and if I were to hit possum impersonation now, the cooldown begins. 2 minutes I'd have to wait before I could use it again. But if I'm walking when I hit it, oh, look at how close I am to the gate. Okay, so I should probably do this. If I'm walking while I hit it, then I don't start a cooldown when I hit the button. So let's start walking. And I'm going to hit it and hit it and hit it and just keep hitting it. So I'm not going to draw any aggro until I get through the gate, and I am almost there. Some people have been pounced on very close to the gate, like within sight. Okay, so here I am. Nobody was chasing me when I hit it. But if you do that, if you're walking and you hit it and there's like a sickle fly behind you, it'll go away. You'll lose all the aggro. Yay! I'm just going to jump for joy. Here I am, crispy chicken, jumping for joy. Yay! Because I made it across the high moor solo, and now you know that you can do that too. You don't need an escort. You can make it. You can do this. Okay then, so now what we're going to do is, pick up the pace a little, hit the insert toggle. Now I'm running again. Let's hit our foul fleetness and run really, really fast so we can get to the stable and get our magical port back to Sanson's farm. So, yay! I'm very pleased at the way that went. That went well. So we saw how the paranoia works. We saw how they, suddenly pop up on your mini map and become visible magically when you use paranoia. We saw um, how to use the possum impersonation and without having to have a cooldown on it. So that makes life much easier. Oh, so yeah, this was a successful solo chicken run. And now you know, is that like sunshine there? Where's that sunshine coming from? Where's it coming from? Is it like sunset or something? Very pretty there. Or is it sunrise? I think it's sunrise. Sun's coming. Ah, here it is. It's dawn. We're just getting there at dawn in Rivendell. It's so pretty. It's morning. Here we are. We're just going to admire the scenery. Pause for a screenshot. I'll have to find some place to do a screenshot here at some point. So that, gotta get my thumbnail somewhere, right? Crispy chicken, maybe on the bridge. Maybe that would be a good place to do it. So, here we go. Gotta be careful with our foul fleetness. Foul fleetness. We don't want to accidentally run off a cliff or off of a bridge in Rivendell. That would be annoying. So here we go. Whee! Jump down the hill. Here we are. And we will need to head for the stables, but maybe we can hang out with this guy for a little while. Maybe I can do my thingy where, because I like it when my name is showing. Because you have to admit, it's a great name. Why wouldn't you want it showing? Okay, so here's Crispy Chicken in Rivendell. Here's a nice spot, maybe a little further this way. Going this way anyway, aren't we? A place where the shrubbery's not in the way. A place where we can see the last homely house. There it is. Okay, so turn around a bit there, Crispy. Look the right direction. Okay, so framing my nice thumbnail shot here. Crispy Chicken in Rivendell. There's your last homely house. There we go. Floaty names off. Floaty names on. So, there's a nice little thumbnail if I can get Crispy up there. There. Fine looking piece of poultry. All right then. We got our little thumbnail shot. Now we can run, run, run. Don't know if we'll be at the stable before or after the fowl fleetness turns back on again, but we'll just keep going till we get there. It won't be long now. We're almost done our very cool chicken run. So now we know the how to get across the high moor without being eaten by a stealthed Moor Prowler. It can be done, and now you have proof that it can be done. Sometimes people say, oh yes, I did it solo, but how useful is that information if you don't have a detailed visual record of exactly how it's done? So that's what this video will be for. Right now, it's a stream that I'm doing. Probably nobody's watching me at the moment, but that's why I download these streams and I put them on YouTube. And my YouTube channel is called The Adventures of Crispy Chicken. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you already know that. So I'm just wasting my breath. But some people might see this when it's still on the Twitch stream. So that information is for them. And we're almost there. Yay! Thank you for everyone who actually watched this this video or this stream. I do appreciate having eyeballs on the stuff that I make, and I hope other people find it useful, because that's what it's for. Okay then, let's have a chat. I am the steed of Aragon, son of Arathorn, chieftain of the Dunedain of the North. What have I to do with chickens? I wait here for my master's call, when we will assail the hosts of Mordor. I cannot help thee in the Shire. Well, that's good to know. Thanks anyway, dude. Thanks for nothing. And away we go. So, had a lovely chat. There we go. And away I go. Back to Sanson's farm. And thank you all for joining me. Hope this was useful to people, because that's what it's for. And I will wish you a good night once I get back to the farm there. And here we are. No longer a chicken. Which reminds me, this guy's gonna have to maybe do the farmer's fair to get some chicken outfit. He doesn't have a chicken mask on. See, Crispy usually wears a chicken mask, so we'll have to get on that. That's going to be another stream. A brand new intro to the Farmer's Fair stream will be maybe the next one I do, maybe not. Tomorrow night we have the Monday night chicken run on Gladden, so that's where Crispy will be tomorrow. Maybe the next day. Okay, so which one did we just do? We did the Trollshaws. Finished. Finished now. Yay! And it's done. There we go. Thank you all very much. Good night, all. Do I have any? I haven't even got emotes. I can't even wave to you unless I go over here and say, wave. Bye-bye, all. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun. And now I shall end the stream, and away it shall go.